Welcome to the Psychic Hot Seat. This is Maureen Keefe of Intuition Matters Unveiled. IMU. So we have arrived. We are here for another beloved Psychic Hot Seat. Today's topic is consciousness. Well, it's actually a little bit different than consciousness. I'm going to just quick check and see if we have gone live on this channel. Let's see here. Anyway, we are talking about the blog that we posted for, I didn't have this set up right, so I'll just get a message from Carl if it is not rigged right. Okay, no matter what we do, we're always trying to do it right, and I always manage to get a little crazy in the end. Okay, so, well, let's see who's here. Hearts Love Joe, welcome, sweetie, and Carl's in the house. So it looks like we're doing good. I think we've got everything running. Technology rocks. So we're talking about going into the Kiva. That's a lot more exciting than the thought of consciousness. But honestly, the destination of going in the Kiva is all about consciousness. And it's also another level of consciousness called the divine feminine. So we have all been very well versed and trained and modeled and shaped in how to be very good at being masculine, taking action, being proactive, doing. I get the women who do too much award every day. And Carl gets the slave-driven man who does too much every day. So thank you, Carl, for showing up in every way possible and keeping up with my pace. So I'm doing all this futzing, getting her goddess on. Got Isis going on here. This is heirloom jewelry. This is my birth mother's mother's. And so getting a little matriarchy energy happening. And the earrings, so copper. I should have researched copper because I know it has way different properties than gold and silver. It does help with inflammation, so it has healing properties. But the earrings and lapis lazuli, my friend Jill in Cali gave me the earrings decades ago. And the necklace, like I said, is from my family. And the shirt is actually a gift from my dear friend who's also my housemate. So got a lot of sister love going on here. And so we're launching blogs each week to go along with the theme of the show. And this blog is called Consciousness Going into the Kiva. And it talked about, and it's interesting because I didn't realize this, but I have a cycle of getting sick right around the end of Christmas, first year in January. And I did this year, and I also did in 2014, which is when I wrote this blog. And I was trying to discern what was causing some issues with my dog. And I was listening to, I was a total telesummit addict. Telesummits are like live interviews, and then people have special packages and, digital product offerings to buy. And Jared Hewitt was the person who I had been studying with for a number of months prior. And he was working with frequencies and diving under belief systems and limiting programming. And he had given me some very cryptic counsel. I was listening to the telesummit You Wealth Revolution with Darius Barazandai, and he and Jared have this awesome synergy, and they were bouncing back and forth with their stories, and I got called on. I was so excited. And so when he went in to discuss what was going on, I was asking questions about my dog who was suffering. And he said, there are places that you've committed to wholeness, but are really hanging on to a limitation perceived through enlightenment. Now, you don't get much more cryptic than that. And so I started delving into that, not during the call, but after the call, I went within. And as I was thinking about this, the way I go about getting information, um, it's following along with the theme with our Breath of Life group. And Carl had chosen a photograph for our sacred offerings for the live broadcast that looked like a temple. And I look at the images and then I intuit what an intention should be for the group for that day. And so this was the going within and creating the sacred temple within, because that's where our sanctuary is. And that's also where we're going to find all of our answers. And that, if you think about, if we're in a duality, if we are in a matrix, a game of trying to enable us to claim and gain mastery, we have to have a sacred worthy opponent. And so we call it shadow or evil or darkness or ego. And so in order to overcome the matrix, we have to go within. And the matrix is trying to keep us distracted, trying to keep us too busy to receive the information. Receiving is the divine feminine. Allowing is the divine feminine. Think about how when we procreate, even the sex act, the woman is the receptacle. She's the receiver. She's allowing. And that those energies have been denigrated and discounted and disregarded for millennium. And I'll tell you, it started with the patriarchal overthrow. And I mentioned before in another psychic hot seat about how the original God was goddess. And she was then overthrown through assigning gender in the translation of the Bible. So the Hebrew Bible was translated using a gender term of male for God, whereas the original Bible had no gender. It was not bringing God down into humanity as a human. It was the creator of all that is. How do it's an unnamed name in the Hebrew Bible. Anyway, so I won't go down that trail. But what was fascinating for me is that I'm a very masculine woman. I love being a woman. I love doing hair and makeup and jewelry and I love being a woman. And I love men. As a woman, I love men. And yet I am super divine masculine. I can be very aggressive. I can be very confrontational. I can be very direct and do, very driven, take charge, make it so. And so part of that is, trying to direct the river. I'm trying to find my notes here. Anyway, why I wanted to share this with you is that these times are calling for us to go within. These times for us to get our answers, for us to get our clarity. It's critical that we start stepping into our divine feminine, even if we are men, right? Men still have a divine feminine nature, and we need to honor both sides of it in our creation. And so as I was working with the material from Jared and Darius, I was muscle testing and I was asking questions. This is how I get my answers for my readings, is I'll muscle test. And so I was asking yes or no questions, and it revealed that I was actually angry at the Divine Mother. I was actually angry at the Divine Feminine. And it was about not being able to step fully into 5D. 5D is heart-centered. It's union. It's allowing. It's receiving. It's opening. And so I felt that those aspects of the divine feminine were weak. And so in my soul's history, imagine me with control issues. And so I actually revealed in this reading a life as an Amazonian warrior priestess. So I was very powerful, and I was also very, very, connected to divinity. Yet I was distorted I was mad at the divine feminine. And so, and if you understand, Amazons are very masculine in nature as women, very powerful, very fierce, very masculine-like. And so I was very rejecting of the essence of the divine feminine, and that really the key is to open my heart to those principles, to really begin exploring aspect of the duality of our own nature. Okay, and so it's also about balance, right? And it was about stopping pushing the river and allowing the river to take us. Go with the flow. Where does it? That's what Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks always talks about. And so part of this, I have to laugh at myself, is about, the scarcity issues. I had a reading with Michael Sarion White. Oh, I should have queued Carl up for that. Michael White, his spirit name is Sarion, Saryon. And he gave me a reading and brought through Merlin and Saint Germain, 2 male guides. And the discussion was so profound. It was about how everything in our lives were crafted together on a soul level to bring about the most potent, powerful, efficient, effective soul's expansion and learning and growth, and to fulfill our divine missions and purpose for whatever it is we set out for ourselves in this life. And he said, the wood of your home, the floor that you walk upon, these are all me. So our guides, our guidance is with us always in, the molecules of our, solid nature of reality here. And so he's telling me that there was a certain process or divine timing or something that had to be happening in order for me to break through the scarcity and be able to receive in abundance again. Oh my God, hell and be damned, man. I was driven. I was going to clear. I was going to unearth what needed to be unearthed. Like I got lit up on fire, like exponentially tripling my divine masculine nature. So anyway, I had to laugh at myself. And so, expansive is feminine, allowing, receiving, perceiving, going within. So when you're writing and you're trying to think of the right word, the exact right word that's going to convey what you're writing, what do? You open your mind and you just kind of allow the information to kind of flow through. Allow, divine feminine. That's part of the creative process. And so the same as with intuition. It's allowing, but it's also perceiving. It's taking note. It's going within. It's observing sensations, sensuality. Sensuality. It's our senses, experiencing our senses. And it's powerful. Nothing more dangerous and frightening than a fully empowered, sensual woman. Let's be that. So even our men who, let's be fully empowered, sensual women. Be fully empowered in your sensuality. Okay, so about going into the Kiva, there was something really interesting about that because I wanted to research the word Kiva. Now, if you go to the blog, those are my photographs. And that Kiva is one of my very favorite places in the Southwest. And I've gone there at least 10 times, and I photographed it every single time. And Kiva actually is the symbolic heart of the civilization. For wherever a Kiva is it's in a community. These are most renowned in our Anasazi ruins. Mesa Verde has Kivas, and this is Aztec National Monument in New Mexico. And so it's also a circular ceremonial underground room, and it represents the womb. It represents going within to the womb of all of creation, to the goddess. And in these kivas, there is something called a sipapu, which is a round opening in the floor, and it serves as the entrance into another world, into the other world or the underworld. And if you know anything about shamanism, that is where they go, is to the underworld. And so that sipapu opening is to the underworld, where we gain wisdom, where we come back with power animal guidance. And so I just am loving the synchronicity of all of this. And I'm loving being able to tap into the wisdom that came through in 2014. I was reading it to Carl, and I'm like, damn, I was wise back then. So I was bringing through really potent wisdom, and I still am. And so are you. And really how we do it is by going within, tapping into all the divine feminine qualities and divine nature. I just want to see if there was anything else that was revealed in that yes or no questions. So I was asking questions like, it started with inflammation. And so I had just drank coffee. And so I was trying to discern where the inflammation was coming from. And I said, is it coffee related? And I muscle tested. No. Anger related, muscle tested. Yes. At self, no. At mother, yes. Birth mother, yes. Adopted mother, yes. Got a lot of mothers. Divine mother, yes. So I was kind of shocked because couldn't imagine how I could be mad at the divine mother. And then is it about not being able to step fully into 5D yet, the age of Aquarius? It's also unity, 5D. And these things were, yes, my inability to step into 5D is that because I keep engaging in the masculine. Do, direct, battle, control, contrive. So those are all masculine qualities. Is it because I felt let down and abandoned by the divine feminine principle? Yes. Right. So, I felt abandoned by the divine principle, but who abandoned who? Right. So when we are copping an attitude about our guides, like, are they abandoning us, or are we shutting off to them? It's always us shutting off to them. Okay, and so is this why I'm repeatedly scalding my left hand with hot liquids? And so burning, punishment, anger, hot liquids is emotions. Hot liquids would represent anger. Left hand would represent feminine. So there's all kinds of guidance that comes through for us all the time. Like if you're catching a string on things and catching a phone cord on something, cord, guidance to decord from somebody. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to go through some of that so you could get a sense of how people get answers by going within if you're not already privy to that. And so, let's see. Well, you can read the blog because that was really what I'm referencing from here. Okay, so let's see who's here. I'm trying not to be distracted. Let's greet everybody. We got Hearts Love Joe in the house, and she's got these awesome autumn emojis with golds and sunflowers. And thank you so much, sweetie. I'm so happy you're here. And Carl's in the house. He's the troll slayer on the ready because we get these Yahoo trolls who think they're going to camp in our party. They have no idea who they're dealing with. Yeah. Anyway, Hearts Love Joe, beautiful. Okay, and Carl and Joe are talking. Rachel's in the house. We have Naomi Lee in the house. She's going by her middle name now. Are our past lives merging at one and embodying that? Are our past lives merging as one and embodying that? ERICH. Tell me what you're asking. Eric, we were goddess priestesses. That Eric, embodying that. Help me out with that, girl. You got to see what you're dictating. I have seen in Journey that I am a goddess in this life. What do you tune in with that? What are you talking about? I've been telling you that. Of course you're a goddess. Goddess. Of course you're a goddess. Yes, of course you are. Absolutely, yes, you are. Total goddess. Goddess of words, goddess of healing, goddess of weaving tales, goddess of, she's my bohemian goddess. She's very earthy. She's an earthy goddess, Mother Earth goddess. So if you could drop that in, I know that's going to be way down here. Oh, that which we were. Okay, so let's just go back up here. So are our past lives merging as one? And so absolutely yes. In this lifetime, we are ascending. And in this lifetime, we are, if you just heal this lifetime, you heal every single past life you've ever had. So we don't, I mean, it's powerful to delve into our past lives because it shows us, like I had a powerful retrieval. I was even able to identify all the people in it that were in my life in this life and the roles they played in that life. And there were very similar themes of power, manipulation, undermining, deception. Yeah. Anyway, that was really quite extraordinary too. I won't go into that. We can discuss that in a past life thing. So, and embodiment. Yeah. So everything's about embodiment. So we're embodying all aspects of self. We are embodying our soul's pure essence. We're embodying our divine nature. So yes. Thank you. So resonate. Yes. Bless your heart. I know, like, you know, those in our era of life have really learned so much. We've been so blessed to have such an accessing of spirituality. And speaking of which, the more old school version of accessing spirituality is books. And I'm going to hit up Second Sight again by Judith Orloff, because if you want to learn how to go within, master your intuition, and she talks about dreams, you know, our senses, and I have to go back and read this again because, oh my God, it is just so wise. So Second Sight by Judith Orloff. Carl's going to drop the link in. And then also, this one's mega powerful too. I mentioned both of these last week. Opening to Channel, How to Connect with Your Guide. Oops, just I should show you my office. It's actually clean. Opening to Channel. I know it's backwards, but I'm not. Okay. What else are we saying? Goddess priestesses. Yes. Yes, we were. And yes, we are. I have been seen in Journey that, okay, we got that one. Is it time to stop healing and start being who we are, and all abundance codes will rush in for all of us as New Earth expands? So I feel that healing really is part of our journey of peeling the layers and going deeper and deeper. So maybe instead of healing, you can look at it as delving deeper into who your true nature, into your true essence. But know that every time we heal, we're healing, we're liberating these frequencies from the planet. So when we're healing from betrayal, we're liberating that frequency from the planet, and we're enabling others to liberate themselves from relationships fraught with betrayal and healing their own broken, shattered hearts and minds from betrayal. I've had numerous opportunities to heal from betrayal. So all abundance codes will rush in for us as New Earth expands. I think all abundance codes will rush in for us as we embrace self-love, as we embrace the divine feminine nature of allowing, of trusting, of receiving, of waiting, gestation. Like, think about pregnancy, all of the qualities of getting pregnant, being pregnant, giving birth, abundance codes, also being in gratitude for what we have, and getting clearer and clearer about what really matters to us versus what is society deeming matters to us. I think those are all parts of it. I think it's about more and more alignment, more and more uniting with all aspects of self. Yeah, so you're bringing up really great questions. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I think all abundance codes are already rushing in. I feel that just like prana, it's there for us to receive all the benefits if we are conscious enough to activate receiving it, to activate it as we receive it. So it's about us aligning in our own wisdom, in our own true nature, in our own fullness to be able to consciously choose to activate those abundance codes. So let's do this. Heart to heart to heart. All of us who are watching, and anyone who ever watches, tap into the quantum field of this. Heart to heart to heart. We are now in this moment activating all abundance codes we have ever received as we allow ourselves to open and receive. And I want to read something that came through to me. I've been working with the Sophia Code, just snippets of it. I don't own the book, but I'm going to own the book. I finally bought it. I got mad. I ordered, I did Scrivener and got charged for it and whatever. So I just ordered the book. I'm over it. But close your eyes and listen to this. It's about being receptive to. And so Sophia represents the divine, Christed, feminine aspects. Divine, Christed, feminine. Okay? I open to receive the nectar of Sophia's love and the sweetness of my own divinity mingling with Mother Earth's divine nature within me. A holy trinity weaving their magic through every fiber of the fabric of my being. Receive that. That's yours to claim. Every day, every minute of every day. Every one of us, man or woman or child, that's ours to claim. So let's claim that. Okay, so thank you for questions. And let me pull a card for you. Peace. Gosh, it's always praying for peace. That's awesome. I would say that's a sign. Dawn Williams, late to the party. Woo! True divine feminine nature. At least that was mine. I'm so glad you're here, girlfriend. I wonder where you are. On a grand adventure called your new life. You'll have to fill me in on the messenger. All right. Joe's in the house. She's let's pull Dawn a card and John too. Education. Uh-oh. Let's figure out what that is. And then John gets infinity. Oh, you guys can't see these. Oh, man. Make sure John gets an infinity picture of Jupiter. My friend Julie sent me a picture of Jupiter. Oh, my God. And speaking of Jupiter, and then I'll go into education for you, Dawn. But I have been digging into my old library. I used to own a bookstore, so my library is pretty extensive. And I found this book called Write Your Own Magic, and all my markers. And The Hidden Power in Your Words. And it's by Richard Webster. And I thought it was just about, talking about decrees or talking about writing what it is that you desire. But instead, it's all kinds of different spells, different ways to use words. Did I lose the page? Let's see if I can find it. And I found one. I was so shocked because I happened on this. So my friend sends me a text about, did you see Jupiter? And I went out twice after she sent me the text. She's farther east, so it was darker where she was. And I never saw it last night. And I happened on I saw Jupiter in this book. And it talks about using the days and hours of Jupiter, calling on the powers of each planet. And it says using the days and hours of Jupiter to relate to wealth, honor, prestige, success, self-improvement, and health. And so I got really excited about that since Jupiter is really predominant right now. And then it talks about activating a numeric code. Let's see what they're calling that. I guess it's farther back here. Kamea. And it's a chart of numbers. And you create the Kamea, this chart of numbers, to activate the power of, say, wealth, honor, prestige, success, self-improvement. And then you do it at a specific time, like the time of the planet. You have to find out what time the sun rises. And then you divide the hours in the day. I don't know how that all goes, but Jupiter was 6 hours past sunrise. And so that was like right around 1 o'clock today. And so at 1 o'clock today, I wrote the Kamea for Jupiter. And I'll put that. Oh, you're not. You can't read it. All right. Maybe I don't know. So there's 4 vertical columns. 4, 9, 5, and 16. Second column, 14, 7, 11, and 2. Third column, 15, 6, 10, and 3. And fourth column, 1, 12, 18. I'm sorry, 1, 12, 8, and 13. And so these, you do it, this is on papyrus. And you're supposed to write it at say 1 o'clock for me. And then what I did was I placed it in the direction of my home where that planet would be seen in the sky. And then I put this amazing crystal on top of it to amplify it. And then you can ask the crystal to amplify the intention of this sacred act or these written numbers or words. So anyway, thanks for sparking that Jupiter memory. And Write Your Own Magic was the book. So hang on just a sec. Oh, it was the 2 cards, Infinity and Infinity and Education. So Infinity, yeah, I just see John and the stars. He's doing these fabulous star photos. And yeah, so he's going to have fun capturing Infinity. And then Education. So Dawn, education. What is the education about? Is she educating? Oh, you're educating. Is she getting an education and you're getting an education? So this journey is kind of going to be this really symbiotic give and take between you and the environment and you and your own divine nature and you on this journey. You know, they're traveling into all these unknown places and totally out of their norm and on this new adventure. So I'm super excited for you guys. So education, I would really also journal about that as much as I could, Dawn. I would explore how it's working through your mind, how it's filtering through your psyche, how it's shifting your perception of reality or your perception of yourself or your perception of others. So, yeah. education. Okay, Hearts of Joe's wondering if this person is going to help us or Doug Gross. Okay, so is the first Doug going to help us? Hold on. The first one, Doug with an M, gets a yes. I'm getting both. Is one better than another? That gets a no. So trust that if you end up with either one of them, that they're both the right choice. So you can't get it wrong. If Nina and CJ are planning on hurting my mom because she's worried about her safety. No, no, no. So worry is a prayer to make it so. So mom, get your thoughts in alignment with your desired outcomes. And then Joe, share your trauma clearing with her to heal fear of having things taken from her, fear of vulnerability, fear of, even the victim program, fear of attack. So anything going back to her own childhood and throughout her life, work with that trauma clearing to heal that. Let's pull a card for both Joe. Fire. Ooh, fire. Fire usually means light a fire under your own tail. Get on it. What are you waiting for? Fire is also fiery. Let's see what fire has for you. And Rachel, let me know if you need more on peace. I'm pretty sure you got that one. I don't want you feeling left out since I just gave you the word. Oh, fire can be suppressed anger that needs to be expressed in a constructive way. And so I would say that's probably for you and your mom. All right, so let's find out what mom's is. Intimacy. So I think we pulled that before for her. Intimacy. Look beyond the surface into deeper mysteries of life. Okay, so that would be using that trauma clearing. And when you clear that trauma, you're not going to have those fears governing your mind anymore. Invite love to awaken you to deeper powers of life. Work with its challenges and be consciously aware of the unfolding process of discovery. And so you really want to heal that baggage from your past because you're just dragging it forward and creating more misery, right? Like that's why I keep telling everybody to do this healing work, because we drag it around until we deal with it. When we deal with it, we're done. So dive deep, be done. Real intimacy leads you into unknown territory. If you dare to follow this path, it can work magic on your soul. And so that's what I'm encouraging you to do. So often intimacy serves as a mirror to the real self. Look into your heart. Okay, so what's next? Rachel, what do you see with this energy crisis in prices? Crimin. What is this word? CRIMINS. Criminslity. CRIMINSLITY. Will it last? I don't know what that word means. Energy crisis in prices. Or was that just like criminy? Well, they're being manipulated. I didn't even have to be a psychic to know that. Will they last? No. Will they last a year? Yes. Will they last more than a year? No. Can we avert it? Yes. By focusing on your own abundance? Yes. By just making mindful choices. I know it's bigger than that, but start basic, really small. Start inside, work your way bigger, grander. Okay. All right. Thank you, Carl, for posting those books. That which we were. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Second sight. How does my mom feel to you these days? Time left. I know tenuous. I don't like predicting that anymore. I suck at it, actually. Actually, I've been off by 2 weeks with one and 1 week with another. But yours, this has been really off, so that makes me happy for you guys. So is mom doing just fine? She actually is. Wow. Ever ready bunny? Yes. A few more years is getting a yes now. So healing prayers must have worked. Woo! Either that or I really suck. Could be one or the other. I think the healing prayers work. It's kind of hard when you're trying to predict somebody's passing because I don't know. Is that okay? It's okay if you're having to make arrangements, but is it okay? I don't know. And I think we have more than one exit point. Thank you, Maureen. Is my twin flame sending me his energy at night? Can he feel my energy also? I don't need to be a psychic to tell you that because you guys are twin flames. So absolutely, yes, you're feeling each other. You're perceiving each other's thoughts. You're feeling each other's energies. Like if he's fantasizing about you, you're feeling it. Vice versa. So think about him. Play in those fields. Connect with him on the astral plane, meaning, envision, ask that you guys can meet in your sleep. That's another fun way. If you have a dream where he's in the dream, see if you can take charge of that dream and make, choices that you want to experience. Okay, sometimes I feel him touching me and I feel a warm feeling on my cheeks and body. Is that him? That is him. Thinking about you, yes. Is this relationship going to happen a lot further down the road than we think? It's not. Okay, so I just wanted to check on that because sometimes the twin flame journeys can be so convoluted and long-term. Let's pull a card on him. We haven't done that before. Perspective, yeah. So he's lost in his own perspective, those fears, those insecurities, those undermining, sabotaging neuroses that are keeping him from picking up that phone. Okay. Current feelings towards you. Well, kind of yummy. He's not afraid of you when he's thinking about you like that. He's just afraid of picking up that phone and sending you texts and opening the door to Pandora's box. I'm going to start calling Joe Pandora. Love you, girl. Criminality. Yeah, it is criminality. It's freaking criminal. All of it is. Bless you, love you. Yes, I'm sorry that it's kind of hitting home in your backyard. Great news. Will let my mom know. She was worried about my sister's lawsuit and will it work in her? Will it work with her? Yes. God, yes. Use that trauma clearing for everything. Use that trauma clearing for anything that's in your face, anything that's upsetting you, any like themes. Like, I don't know what the lawsuit's about, but, if it's from being damaged in an accident, if it's being incapacitated in an accident and mom's having to care for the daughter, or did the sister die in the accident? I'm sorry if that's true. And the lawsuit, and will it work with her in the trauma clearing exercise? Yes. Use it to clear any fear that it won't come through in your favor. Use it to clear any feeling of being sabotaged, undermined, cheated, deceived, lied, stolen from, anything in the theme of what she's afraid is going to happen. Have her identify where it actually, the origin of those fears began, whether she witnessed her own parents experiencing these things or whether she experienced these things directly. All right. Yeah. So if R is my twin flame and am I not failing myself by leaving him? Girl! I'm going to spank you. Twin flames aren't always meant to be together. Twin flames are meant to drag us over broken glass, to heal what needs to be healed, to reveal, deal, and heal what needs to be healed. Because as twin flames, your primary purpose is actually your own healing journey. He's the one who's asleep. He's not going to wake up. He's not going to heal himself. The more you heal, the more you heal him. You can't heal him in an abusive relationship. Twin flames. If you're meant to be with him, if you're meant to be with him, you will do the healing work that will heal you, and in turn, through the same soul fabric, turn the miracle key for him. That's how you heal him. And sometimes leaving somebody, it's called tough love. Sometimes leaving somebody is the only way to save ourselves, for one, and to give them enough time to be with themselves to figure some things out. You know, as long as he has you to beat up emotionally and psychologically, he doesn't have to do any work. So, no, you're not feeling yourself by leaving him. In fact, I'm not going to do the read for you, but sometimes a twin flame's job is to choose, like you would have to choose you. And that might be the journey. So we won't know until you do your own journey. Happy to leave him. Just don't want to fail myself. Okay, I bow in homage to that one. Good girl. Woo! I'm liking that. Yeah, since he's been abusive, definitely it is not failing you to leave him now, for sure. And then you'll, in time, get more and more and more clear. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. I don't think I have any new questions here. Yeah, looking like no new questions here. So if anybody doesn't have any questions, I'm going to cut it short tonight. We went a half hour over last time. And I actually have plans. I'm not going to work tonight. All right. We'll be happy to hear from him. Yeah, babe, I would be happy for you to hear from him too. And is his neuroses a nerve condition? No. No. Neuroses are like ungrounded fears that come from trauma. Neuroses, Neuroses, like neurological, like brain, like thoughts, neuroses. Like, it's kind of like phobias. It's fears that start governing our life and choices. And so he has to overcome his neuroses, his fears, his programmed fears, to be brave enough to pick up that phone. Okay. Okay, and will my sister's lawsuit end this year? Let's see. 100% accurate. I get a yes. Yes. Will it be September, October? Looks like November. Hopefully I got November in the past. All right, you guys. Thank you, Rachel. Woohoo. Enjoy, sister. It's with a girlfriend, so it's not that exciting. But since I never get out, it's exciting. Yay. Oh, no. I was worried he had an addiction problem. Yeah, it's kind of good to know what I'm saying. I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. Okay, you guys, let's see. I'm going to pull a card for everybody. Well, let's pull a card for Carl. Summer solstice radiance. He is radiant. God, man, that man impresses me more and more every day because he rallies for everything I throw at him. Absolutely everything I throw at him. So I'm going to take this just a few minutes to let you guys know what we have up our sleeves. We are creating a digital offering that is actually going to be texts that it's called Daily Drops from the Fountain of Youth. And it is 30 days of texts of tips for euthanizing aging. And I'm the poster child. So I might include my age in the promotion, but not tonight. And we're also working on the Goddess Wisdom podcast. So pop over to goddesswisdompodcast.com, get your name in the mailing list so that we can let you know when I'm launching as a podcast. And then I also am planning I think it'll be a winter solstice celebration, a goddess celebration, in alignment with the podcast. So that will be like a virtual party that we are going to unleash your inner goddess and get your groove on to weave your sacred life in 2023. So whether that's solstice or New Year's Eve, I haven't quite decided yet. We may have a couple of events because it's time. And I'm really getting excited about the whole goddess thing. I'm really feeling the energy moving through me. I was supposed to have a partner in this podcast, and she stepped out of the business, out of the project, because she felt that it was just not, it was going to require too much of her time. And she had too many other priorities that she wanted to invest her time in. And so I knew that it was about me partnering with the goddess. So it'll be a very interesting journey. I'll be sharing my journey and dragging y'all along on the journey. And then there's going to be goddess initiation opportunities as kind of an private inner circle offering. So lots of really cool things up our sleeves. And Carl's getting so good at what he's doing. Okay, so hi, John. I'm happy to see your show for the first time. I was wondering, will the lawsuit going on in my life right now? Will I win the lawsuit going on in my life right now? Let's find out. You're just in the nick of time. I got one foot out the door. Okay, I'm going to test. I get a yes, you will win that lawsuit. Is he going to win as much money as he thinks he will? That gets a yes. Is he going to win more money? No. So does he need to do anything different than what was already being done? No. All ducks in a row? Yes. All I's dotted, T's crossed? Yes. Counsel? Yes. Yes. Hi. Hi, yes. High five. I don't know where that light is coming from. It's doing weird things. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me, John. Come back next week. It's at 5 o'clock Mountain Time on Tuesday nights. And if you want to drop a question into the Facebook Messenger for Intuition Matters Unveiled, I can answer your question whether you're here or not. And then you can watch on the replay and get your answers. So glad you're here live. Thanks for joining us. I'd love to hear how you found out about us. Okay, so thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening to my sharing about going within, creating the temple within, embracing the divine feminine,